Hey guys, and welcome to my Season 10 Advanced Challenger Yasuo guide. This guide is being focused on helping you guys learn Yasuo as quick as possible. We're going to be covering the best runes for Yasuo as well as the best build to go for, as well as many other things like the laning phase and tips and even combos and mechanics. But before we get into those things, I would also like to tell you about my stream. I am streaming a lot, and if you're looking for someone to watch and learn from, then I definitely recommend you to check out my stream because I am streaming a lot and I'm really trying to help people to get better at this game. So with that being said, let's just get right into the Yasuo guide and let's get started. Yasuo currently has two rune pages which are working very well. The first rune page is Conqueror, and this is very much the main rune page to go for on Yasuo in very much every single game that you are going to play. It gives you a lot of damage and it gives you everything you need in order to win that laning phase and scale very well. You also got the secondary page, which is the Fleet Footwork. This one is a very advanced type version of the rune page, but I don't recommend them to everyone. This rune page is very well if you want to have a little bit of sustain throughout the lane. However, you do miss the damage on the Conqueror though, so this is more the advanced type that you want to go for if you are definitely missing out on the sustain. However, I do recommend you guys to always take Conqueror if you don't know what to take. Next on, we have the item builds for Yasuo, starting off with the starter items first. You always want to take Doran Shield and one potion if you find yourself in a laning phase where you are going to get poked a lot. However, if you don't find yourself in that laning phase, I always recommend you to take the Doran Blade instead, and then eventually buy two Doran Blades at once as your first starter items of the game. You always want to take two Doran Blades in every single game that you will play regardless of your performance, because having two Doran Blades in one game will give you that extra health that you need early on in the laning phase. Now, as for the full build of Yasuo, there's two core item paths that you can go for, and they're both really important and you will have to make a choice. The first item build that you have is Yasuo with a static shift, and this is very much recommended if you are playing against champions in the enemy team that doesn't really have any kind of one-shot. However, if you do play against a lot of one-shots, then I do recommend you to take the secondary core item path, which is Yasuo with a Phantom Dancer. As for the boots, you never really want to change your boots with anything else, because changing or swapping your boots with another one can actually affect your Q cooldown, and you want to have your Q cooldown as low as possible. After you finish your core item build, then you will have to make a choice between what you will be building next, because there's a lot of choices that you have. First of all, showing it on the screen right now, you will have the choice between buying a Guardian's Angel as quick as possible, but you can also buy a Death Stance or a Bloodthirster, whatever you might prefer. Whatever works best in your game, you will have to decide on what you're going to buy. You also have the choice between a Sterex Gauge as well as a Frozen Mallet, and it really comes down to what you are playing against and how the game is going. If you are very unsure of what you should buy in your game, then I always recommend you to buy a Sterex Gauge as well as a Guardian's Angel, and perhaps even get a Bloodthirster in your game. These items will pretty much work in every single game that you are going to play. As for the skill order of Yasuo, there's very much only one choice that you have, which is to max your Q as first, and then max your E after, and then, max W as last. You also have the choice to put about 3 points as first in your E, and then max the Q right after. However, the maxing Q, it's by far the best choice to go for. Now, moving on to the laning phase of Yasuo in the top lane. So if you're playing in the top lane, there's a few points that I always focus on. And first of all, Yasuo has one of the strongest level 1s of the entire game. There is a few other champions who do actually beat Yasuo at level 1, but the most majority of the champions that you are going to face at level 1, you will be a lot stronger. Take that to your advantage, because you can often get kills for free when trying to go aggressive at level 1. As soon as you get to level 2 and 3, you always want to focus on getting the creep wave to your side of the tower, because Yasuo is very weak to jungle ganks, and you always want to make sure that you stay close to your turret so that you can always escape regardless of what happens. Yasuo doesn't have any kind of escape except from using the wave to go back, so you always want to freeze the lane around your side of the tower so that you can be safe. I also recommend you to set up your lane for ganks as much as possible, because Yasuo can easily follow up to someone and stop him from escaping as soon as he gets a gank. The best way for Yasuo to create a very big advantage over your enemy opponent is to try and farm jungle camps at the same time while farming your own laning phase. This is something that Yasuo truly excels at, because Yasuo can easily push down the wave and then get a jungle camp very fast. Make sure you abuse this, because this is one way how other Yasuo mains create massive advantages. If you're having a lot of trouble in your laning phase, then I do also recommend you to push down your laning phase and try and see if you can perhaps get some roams down and get a few kills as well. This is also another effective method how you can get a lot of kills in the game as well. As soon as you get to the mid-late game with Yasuo, you want to focus on split pushing as much as possible, as this is where his strengths are, because he scales really well to the mid-late game and Yasuo can almost beat anyone around this time. Do remember that you need to have teleport up if you want to split push though, so if your TP is being down, you want to group with your team as much as possible and see if you can get things there done instead. When you get to the team fight with Yasuo, you always want to be careful with being one-shot by the enemy team. You're not really as tanky as other champions are, you do have a lot of damage, but you are very easy to kill. So always make sure that your team is the one to engage for the enemy team, and see if you can play around it so that you can get close to the enemy backlines so that you can one-shot them quick. However, if you don't have that choice, you can also stand right next to your AD carry or AP carry. You can protect them and you can focus on getting anything down that gets close to them. That's one of my most favorite ways of playing Yasuo in team fighting, as that's really helping my AD carry move forward in the team fight. You also have the choice to flank the enemy team from behind. This is a very risky way of playing team fights, but it's also a very effective method to get close to the enemy backline so that you can one-shot them fast. Now let's go to the final stage of the guide, which is the mechanics as well as the Yasuo combos. Let's get right into the game. So there's a few combos with Yasuo which you have to be able to do well, or have to be able to master on a perfect level. At least if you want to become a good Yasuo player and you want to start winning a lot of ranked games and you want to do well, you have to be able to perform this perfectly. So the first combo that we are going over about is the EQ flash combo. It looks really hard, it looks insanely hard to pull off, but it's actually really easy once you get the hang of it. So what you want to do is you want to charge up your Q twice, and after you've done that, you want to EQ on your target, and then you want to flash in a different direction to another opponent. I'm going to show it right now. So you're going to charge it up twice, you're going to EQ on him, and then you're going to change with your flash. It's really easy to pull off. It looks insanely hard, but it's really easy. I'm going to show it like in slow motion right now. Once again, it's super easy. It's really easy to get the hang of. Just go into a practice school and try this yourself. You will eventually be able to succeed this on a perfect level. Another combo that I want to talk about is also a very important one, and it does matter a lot to team fighting and 1v1s in general. So what you want to do is you want to charge up your Qs until you have the third, or once you have the tornado, and you want to throw it at the enemy that you are going to fight. So we're going to charge that once again, and we're going to throw it. Watch what happens. So basically, I am literally throwing the tornado at the target. I'm using my EQ at a different target, and what happens is that my Q translates over to the other person, which means that we have an extra stack, and it does damage as well. It's actually a really effective way to do more damage when engaging to someone. I'll show it once more. It's really strong, it's really effective, and this is something you gotta master. Now the last combo I want to go over about with Yasuo is also a very important one, and is very similar to the second combo which I've actually shown, which I'm going to show it right now. So basically you do your entire combo after throwing your tornado, which means you're going to do more damage and get another stack as well. This is a very effective way how you can get more damage done before hitting your ultimate. It's very effective, very good for team fighting, very good for 1v1s, and this is something you should master as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's Yasuo guide. Once again, if you are looking for a high elo stream, do not forget to check out my stream because I am definitely streaming a lot. Same thing goes for my Discord server. If you got any questions, do not forget to join my Discord server because I'm there a lot as well. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.